and United, after the worst season in Premier League history, they need a rebuild. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to do it. So the main thing we're going to look at today is 3 positions that need changing in the squad, in my personal opinion, and some extra squad players that we can add. So if we look at their current squad, it's very inflated with wages. Let's get that right. But also some of the personnel in there aren't good enough. So my current tactic, we are going with the Ruben Amorim 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1. Currently, this is what I'm going to use best as. However, centre-back is an iffy one personally, but it's not a major one if I can't get anyone in. However, the 3 major key places I want to improve. Keeper, we know how bad Onana is. Striker, we know how bad Højlund is. And winger, we've got Nacho rumoured to be leaving, Sancho rumoured to be leaving, Anthony rumoured to leave. There's a space there to make a gap. Obviously, Kuna has come in, but they are also linked with Mbeumo. So hopefully we can go and get someone like that in to fill the gap on the right-hand side. So what I'm going to go do is going to do the transfers, get them in, get them out, see where we're at just before the season starts, and we'll come back from there. The signs I've made. So out the door, it was really difficult to sell some of these players due to the fact their wages and not wanting anyone to buy them. So I've sent Garnacho because I do think he'll leave this season. Jadon Sancho, also Anthony and Malacia all have left. Couldn't get rid of Rashford, but I'm still sitting on the fence whether or not he stays at United. So I'm not too fussed about that one. On the ins, I only signed 3 players, but these are the 3 players I think United will sign. And then there's one that I think it's an outside chance that could be looked at due to the fact Gyökeres is going to Arsenal. Hugo Ekitike looks like he may go to Liverpool now. So the market for a striker is very slim. I looked at Jonathan David. I thought he'd be a good option on a free. But in the end, I decided to go with Patrick Schick. Proven player in the Bundesliga, experienced, and knows how to lead a line. He's 6'3", good first touch, good finishing. And I think he suits the similar system to what Ruben Amorim plays at the moment. So I'd like to know what people think on that one, but I think he's going to work well in this system. I did manage to get Brian in. I think that's a good signing. I do think Man United get over the line, roughly for the 60 million mark. And then the last one, Emi Martinez. I think this one's a weird one. I think Emi Martinez is a great goalkeeper, but I don't know if going to United's going to be a good move for him in general. But I do see that one happening. So the way we're going to line up on the tactic is I'm going to lock in Emi Martinez because he is the best goalkeeper. I want to lock in Mbeumo and I want to lock in Schick. I think these 3 are going to be major. The rest of it, I'm happy for it to float around. Couldn't get rid of Luke Shaw, but let's not guess anything. He's injured again. So there's no shot there. No one's buying him. Biggest issue with Man United is their wages. Like, the players, trying to get rid of these players off of these wages. Like, take away Fernandes, Rashford, Casemiro, 300. Jadon Sancho was on 275k. He's not worth it. So let's have a look at our schedule. So our first 3 games in the Premier League, West Ham, Bournemouth, Newcastle. If we're serious about being in the top, then we have to win all 3. Let's be honest. So let's simulate to the end of the season and see how we get on with this tactic and with the players I've decided to sign. Look how we got on. Sixth. Slightly disappointed, slightly realistic. How did we get on? 20 wins, 8 draws, 10 losses. Okay, there is some disappointing draws in there and losses. Palace we shouldn't be losing to. Fulham definitely not. There's a lot of draws that definitely shouldn't be draws. So it is disappointing. Let's have a look at team overview. We're not in for most goals. Fewest shots against. So defensively, we was okay. No possession. Fewest conceded. So, yep, sticks with the fact that goalkeeper and the defenders did well. Okay, clean sheets, 18. Did really well. Does that mean, let's go player overview. Who got most assists, most goals? Don't have a top goal scorer in there. Jesus, it's bad when Darwin Núñez is in there. No assists, so Bruno's had a quiet one. Bruno Fernandes, 88 shots, and he's not in the top. Okay, that's bad conversion rate. Ederson, fewest conceded. Jose Sarr, most clean sheets. Emi Martinez. So he's turned out to be a good signing, at least. Okay, so Emi Martinez got 18 clean sheets. That's quite good. Right. Let's go competition page. Knocked out in the third round by Middlesbrough. Knocked out by Liverpool. Okay. Maybe this isn't a great rebuild, and maybe I have messed it up. We live and learn. Let's go to stats. Appearances. Malashi's on loan, so we ignore him. Emi Martinez, injured. Did make 42 appearances, though. So, he was worth it. And a 7.7 rating. That's fine. And Bowo. He's not had a bad... a few more assists I'd prefer, but 40 appearances, 7.3 rating. Maguire, Mainu. So who was my top goal scorer? Patrick Schick got 13. He must have had an injury, surely, to get them sort of statistics. Bruno definitely dropped off. So maybe, instead of it being a case of... maybe it's the tactic. Maybe Ruben Amorim's tactic doesn't suit the play. Because Bruno would have been at the AM, surely. Let's go into deep dive into Bruno Fernandes and see what position he played. Reports, players' performances. He's had a really poor season. Stats. Does it show me? He's not been that good, has he? Form. So he's been playing the attacking midfielder role all the time. So he's just had a horrendous season when I didn't need him to. It's really poor. Overall, I may have failed this rebuild. It don't really matter. I'm a Liverpool fan, so failing better than nothing. But this is definitely one where you need to progress it again to get anywhere further. So, in hindsight, do I think some of the signings were good? I don't think any were bad, but I definitely think the issue with all of money being held up hasn't helped the system. So look, yeah. And where you've got the players out, it's so much money tied up in players that you can't use. Like Jadon Sancho is awful. And they're not going to use him realistically. He's one that's going. So overall, disappointed. But I tried to keep it as real as possible. So we will move on and go for the next one. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe and check out some of my other rebuilds. Cheers.